he threatened my mum, he threatened you. He's going to say certain things. Do not let him do that. Stay on topic because you're going to try and trigger people into responding. I'm never going to go to the gutter that he's gone to. Like he said he's going to threaten my mum or deal with my mum. And so what we're going to talk about today is about the park, and I'm going to kind of focus on the RASHMA thing because he fancies. So what we're going to do is talk about the park and about how the park is not safe for maybe females. Hold on. It's not really safe for females, vulnerable people, or people LGBTQ. So obviously, you know, we have differing views on a lot of things. We don't agree on a lot. But the one thing is, you have been mercilessly attacked for coming to the park as a female. And some of the stuff I've heard against you, although I don't always agree with you, and sometimes you can be quite crass yourself, and so can I, some of the misogyny I've seen towards you is going to put other females off. And I think the other thing is that there are vulnerable people that come to the park that are not safe here, because if you can't hack the heat of what they have, like the cameras and people mocking you, they say don't come. And that's not right, because everyone should be allowed to come down without feeling like they're going to be persecuted. This is not a Muslim thing, this is not a Sikh thing, this is nothing to do with that. This is about individuals making threats towards people, and I'm a free speech absolutist up to the point incitement to violence. Now when someone's putting gun gestures and saying I'm going to shoot you in the head, whether you're doing it in a joking way, you've gone over the limit of what I deem to be acceptable. To the Popo, what are you doing here? Because I'm very shocked that an individual like RAPLHS, the Indian Hitler, can go around threatening people with gun gestures, whereas if a Muslim did it, I have to admit they will be pulled up and probably arrested that second. So I need to know, to RAPLHS, are you MI5? Maybe, I don't know. I'm not saying, but it sounds a bit suspicious. So
I mean, the problem is here, right? We have vulnerable people that come to the park. You know, autistic people, disabled people, females, and at this moment of time, the females have been attacked, autistic people have been attacked, disabled people have been attacked. It's going to put other people to come off this park. This park should be a free space for anybody to come here. But you have people like Ralph who come here to intimidate people by putting up gun gestures in their face. He has threatened to kill many people. That is a crime in England. Many people tell me it's a joke. Threatening to kill somebody is not a joke. If a Muslim done that, even if a black person done that, police will be down here. They would, you know, accuse them of, you know, they'll be arrested. They'll be arrested. This person has been doing it for the last 3 to 4 months. 3 to 4 months. Many people are outraged. I want to say shame to the Muslim community, and especially to the Muslim brothers. It's taken a Sikh to come down here and defend the sister. Muslim brothers, all they're concerned about is embarrassing the Muslim sisters, shouting at the Muslim sisters, exposing the Muslim sisters. And here we have a Muslim sister who's been intimidated, who's been threatened. I don't see any Muslim here saying anything about it. It's taken me to come down here, and it's taken Raj, a Sikh, to come down here. You understand? So we're trying to do something where you say prevention is better than cure. Yeah? So if somebody's threatening to kill somebody, we can't take that seriously, because somebody might actually go out and do it. And it's happened before in the past. If you look at the New Zealand shooter and his manifesto, this guy wanted to preserve the white race. He believed that the Muslims and anybody else that wasn't white was a colonizing invader. This is the same mentality that Ralph has. He has a terrorist mindset, you understand? So he needs to be arrested, he needs to be under terror, he needs to be on a watch list, you understand? Because there's many Muslims in this park who have been accused of terrorism. Anti-terrorism police have been at their door, they've been on the watch list, they have been banned. This guy continues to come here, continues to do what he does. Nobody's, excuse me, yeah? Nobody's spoken about it, nobody's done anything about it. No, excuse me,
hold on. You can have your say in a minute. But let us just get our little bit out, and then we'll talk after. If you want to have a discussion about it, we'll have a civil discussion.
So if you have people right here who come here and defend it, they say it's a joke. Oh, it's just a joke, you're just joking about. Threatening to kill somebody, whether it's a joke or not, that is a threat, that is a crime in this country, do you understand? Especially when you're doing it to vulnerable people. He's threatened to shoot my head, he's threatened his elderly mother, you understand? How many times do I get called out for doing X, Y, and Z? And this is a grown-ass man, this man is in his 40s, he's a married man, probably got kids, and he comes here, thinks it's appropriate to threaten people, to threaten to shoot people, and everybody is silent. Because he's not Muslim, is that what it is? Because he's not black, is that what it is? Because he supports the right wing, is that what it is? People need to step up and do something, because this park is supposed to be a safe place. It's not a place for people to be threaten people to go home living in fear. I've been threatened, he's been threatened, she's been threatened by many people. Threats is not a joke, because anything can happen. Someone can walk out this park right now, someone might stab them, someone might attack them. And police are not doing anything about it. So we're trying to raise this awareness, first of all. We want anybody to kind of work with us and make sure that the park is a safe place. Because the park should be a safe place. It shouldn't be a place where vulnerable people should be scared. It's not a place where women should feel scared. It's a place where people should express their ideas and know that they can go home free, knowing that nobody's behind their back or nobody's going to try to do something.
So what it is here, the discussion, and don't try and derail it. If everyone wants to start to work RAPLHS, the deluded mad Indian who wants to deport himself, that's cool. You have it over there. I'm not talking about that guy. I'm going to talk about the bigger problem of people who should be able to come to the park, females, vulnerable people, LGBTQ. You know, we know you don't agree with Sophia Lewis. Big up to Sophia. She's transgender, and you see the amount of abuse she gets there, and she can't come here alone in a way because she's always hassled. So there's a problem within the park, and the police need to start doing their job in terms of, you know, taking each person's threats equally. Yeah, I'm not saying you do anything. If you're not going to reprimand one person, then don't reprimand the other person. If you're going to reprimand someone, reprimand him. I will say about RAPLHS though, this is one of the few times you're going to talk about him, unless he comes over, is that RAPLHS, you're a nobody. I've looked into you. No one knows you. Yeah? And we could talk about my support for Tommy Robinson and the fact that I'm aligned with those guys later. That's another topic. What we want to talk about today is that, Ralph, you're done. Yeah? And all the connections you said you have, I have them. You know no one. And that's why you're shook at the moment, because I don't know where you are. You was shivering like a coke addict earlier.
I approached him, he didn't want to talk to me, he ran away. But he's quick to say things online, you know, cuss people's dead families, call people whores and bitches, all sorts of disgusting names.
And he said that, because you mentioned his wife, you're going low. But he said to me, on numerous occasions, I'm going war to you with your elderly mum. I'm going to destroy her mind. And my mum's a frail old woman who could actually have a heart attack because she's had a lot of problems. So I take threats like that very seriously, like when you say you're going to do
and then
stuff
he's threatened to expose people's personal data online, he's threatened to expose people's addresses online. This is a crime. Hacking is a crime.
Look and learn. Look and learn. Look and learn. You might learn something. You might learn something. You're going to see how it's done. You're going to see how it's done. I'm playing chess, you're playing Connect 4. So basically what we want to do here is now go on to the topic of how can we make the park a safer place. Now, before everyone says that we're using RASHMA, let me say that. By the end of the day, RASHMA has her own voice. I've not influenced anything apart from depression, because I've had battles with depression, alcoholism, and suicidal tendencies. I've battled through it, and I've stopped drinking 6 years ago. Anyone wants support on that, I don't care if you're a hijab, a niqab, you're a Muslim, or you're whatever. I don't care. I will talk to you, because the most dangerous thing is if someone's vulnerable and depressed, is to say, I don't want to talk to you. That person can then go, feel dejected, and do something. So you must talk to that person, even if it makes you look like you're manipulating them, which I didn't. Now, I will say something that, you know, I'm hoping that, you know, ZOUBIDA and other people can kind of make things a little bit more safer in the pub, but RASHMA shouldn't feel intimidated coming to Speakers Corner.
I'm on RASHMA.
Yeah, she shouldn't. No one should. It should be a place open to everybody, families, and no one should feel like they can't come because people are going to bully them, they're going to ridicule them online, they're going to threaten them and malign them in such a way that, you know, they feel like, you know, they don't have a say in the matter. And everybody's allowed to talk at Speakers Corner. It's called Speakers Corner.
People have said that RASHMA... Sorry.
You're trying to trigger me.
People have said, yeah, that RASHMA shouldn't come to the park. If that's the case, if she's being threatened, then she should stay at home. Why should she stay at home? It should be the people stop threatening her, people stop abusing her. And this is what the mentality of these people have. If you don't like it, stay at home. Why would you come to the park if people abuse you? I should come to the park. They need people like me in the park. They need female voices in the park. Where this park is heavily male-dominated, of course there needs to be a female representative to bring more females along. But when I come to the park, I'm a female. When she comes to the park, she's a female. She's getting threatened. I'm getting called names. Females are going to watch that and think, no, I'm not trying to come to this park and get all that abuse. So rather than telling the females to be quiet, you need to tell the men or whoever to stop abusing the females, do you understand? It's like telling the rape victim, it's your fault that you got raped, rather than telling the person that raped to stop raping, you understand? There's a lot of ignorant people out there who want to silence the females. I've had the most disgusting attacks from people from my own community, from other communities, simply for expressing myself. I've come to this park, I've said what I had to say, I might enter a debate, I might express my ideas, and I've been called the most disgusting names for what? Do you understand? And this needs to be put to an end. You know, cyberbullying is real. Bullying in real life is real. We're human beings. I'm a strong person, I can take it. But there might be someone out there that can't take it. There's a lot of vulnerable people out there that if you say something to them, they might end up self-harming, they might end up killing themselves. How many people have committed suicide off of cyberbullying, over bullying? And it's because of you. People need to understand their words can kill someone. Your words can kill someone. You understand what I'm saying to you? So this is why we have to work as a collective, whoever's willing to work as a collective, to make the park safer, to make it safe for females. Any females out there, I'm here. My sister's here. We want more females to come here and join us, because females' voices matter. We've got issues to discuss. This park is very male-dominated, and we need to bring that balance here. Because as females, people need to hear our side of the story, and I feel like a lot of these people are trying to block that. They don't want us to come here. Talking about get back in the kitchen. What do you mean get back in the kitchen?
I say that a lot. As a joke.
Still, I ain't going to no kitchen. I'm here to talk, and you're going to hear me. You're not going to make me stop. You're not going to make me be silent. And it's the same with my sister. I've got my sister's back. When she first came, I didn't know her like that. But I was happy to see another female presence, and I said salam alaikum to her. And since then, we've been rolling tight. You know, we need to have this strong female unity, and I can understand any female when they're looking from afar and they're seeing people getting cussed, women getting called fat, women getting called ugly. Of course they're gonna be like, no, I don't want to be in that. But it's not the woman's fault, it's the men's fault and whoever's doing it. So we have to kind of
the thing is, they don't
cut this snake's head off and get to the source.
Well, what it is, yeah, look, we know our minds like a bit of ridicule. People, I've got so many troll accounts about me, my head on the pigeon all over the place. I find it quite humorous. People calling me like a coconut, big deal, whatever. And the thing is, there's a difference between that and then someone saying we're going to target your mother and we're going to make her life hell, or with you, you know, calling you a hoe and all this kind of stuff, and not attacking your arguments, but you as a woman. Yeah, and this is where things become problematic. Now, for me, like, I mean, you can talk about the female side, but I'm concerned about vulnerable people because people don't know I work with vulnerable people on the autistic spectrum, and I actually wanted to bring them down at one point, like a year and a half ago, and I'm so glad I didn't, because they could not feel safe in this park mentally. Physically, yeah, nothing's really going to happen, but mentally, people mocking them and stuff or saying stuff will actually have a big effect. So that's a sad state of affairs, because Speaker's Corner has been here for 150 years. And whether you agree with the speakers like Karl Marx or Lenin or George Orwell, they've managed to come here and speak, and there hasn't been this kind of like defamation of character all over the place that I can see. Obviously, online is different now, but in terms of moving forwards, like, if people want to start talking about that, that's why I don't want. What it is, let me say something. I do not manipulate RASHMA Actor. I've had so many opportunities. If I wanted to, I could have. I never did. All I had a concern for is that I didn't want to tell someone who come to me and confided in me about depression, I don't want to talk to you, because that's very dangerous. To anybody that knows anyone that's depressed, if someone opens up to you and says, I'm depressed, and you say, dude, I want to deal with it, you could cause a lot of damage to that person's psychological stuff.
Can I say something? Sorry, yeah? And I don't want to start no drama, but we have Banksy here, yeah?
Oh, no,
hold on. I want to say something, Raj, 2 seconds, yeah? Because this person is one of the same people that I need to talk about this guy, yeah? Because it's the same person, yeah? I've never spoken to before. I know that he was coming to the park, but I never spoke to him before. And he came online, and the first thing he ever said to me was stop. And thought...
So do you mind me?
Why is that funny though? Why is that funny though? Why is that funny though?
Because he got really upset because of it.
So why is that? So you think? Hold on. So you think it's okay to call a woman a hoe? Do you think that's appropriate?
What's the problem?
For no reason.
What's the problem?
So you got people like this.
No.
Hold on.
Okay. I'll join the conversation. I'll join the conversation.
For no reason.
Okay, I'll go to the other side.
This Banksy guy. No, hold on. This one not right.
I'll be the opposition. I'll be the opposition.
Okay, all right, cool. Let me say something, yeah, because it's ignorant people like this.
Of course.
You're ignorant. Because as a woman, yeah, to call somebody a hoe, that's a very degrading term, you understand? And I've never spoken to this guy before. For no reason. I didn't incite that attack.
If I remember correctly, you called Banksy a fat fuck and many other things.
Afterwards. I had never spoken to him before. The first interaction I ever had with Banksy is he came online and he said thought. Yeah? So, what do you mean, so what? So would you like someone to call your sister that? Would you like someone to call your sister that? Would you like someone to call your sister that?
Can I say something? Hold on.
Why did you start all this beef? Wait.
No, it's not your conversation.
Guys,
It's
you're changing the whole conversation.
It's not your conversation.
Cameraman.
You want me to chuck you out? You want me to chuck you out?
How are you gonna chuck me
No,
out?
I'll chuck you out.
How are you gonna
because
chuck
you're not derailing the conversation. You want me to chuck you
Pablo,
out?
How are you gonna
You
chuck
want me
me
to?
out?
Because I'll just ignore you then.
Well, is this your safe
Hold
space?
on.
Is this your safe
We
space?
started this conversation,
Guys, this
so
is
we're in
speaker's
control.
corner. It's not
You
your
can speak.
bubble. It's not your
You can
safe
speak,
space.
but don't try and derail it and control the narrative.
Bro, you want somebody to speak
No.
about her
You're
arguments. I'm going to
distorting
speak
the
about
narrative.
her arguments.
Once that's done, you're not speaking about this after. We're talking about a wider
It doesn't
picture.
concern you, Pablo. It doesn't concern you.
I laid the towel. You guys want to have your safe space? I'll leave you to it. I'll leave you to it.
What I'm saying is,
Okay, don't worry.
I'm
You're
just
just gonna
using an
derail it.
example to show how people go out their way to bully females. I came to this park. This man Banksy here, I've never spoken to him before. I don't find him interesting. We don't have the same ideologies. The first
Apologise for nothing.
Cool. So the first interaction I ever had with this man is he called me a thought. He called me a thought online. So I said to him, come say it to my face. I was here debating somebody, come with his camera in order to humiliate me, and he said, thought, in front of hundreds of people to see, calling me a thought whilst my husband is next to me, yeah? This is a thought, and then I got humiliated after that. A lot of people calling me a thought, a lot of people calling me a hoe, and this person, the same person that incited that sort of bullying, you understand? Me, I can take it, I can let it go over my head. But if that was somebody else here, and people are referring to her as a thought, as a hoe, because of one ignorant person who got his camera out, made sure that he approached me, made sure that he called me a hoe in front of everybody, in front of all his viewers, in front of my husband. Now, any man out here, if your wife, if some next man come up to you and called your wife a hoe right in front of your face, you go mad, innit? You go mad. And this is the type of people that are in this park, cuz. This is the type of people in this park.
You sure?
Don't tell me
You can
about
say your
that, man.
piece.
That's what I'm saying. What was that? Why can't you attack me about my views? If you don't like my ideology, cool, let's talk about it. If you don't like the way that I'm talking, let's talk about it. But for you to jump straight to calling me a hoe, this is what these men try to do. They try to dehumanize females. Because if you call a woman a hoe and a slut, no one's going to take her seriously. Who's going to take a slut and a hoe seriously? And that's what they try to do. They try to
it goes
degrade
very
the woman.
sexual with females.
A lot of these men are sexually deprived. They're not sexually deprived.
Take you seriously.
Oh, you're triggered,
That's
yeah?
the point.
Why are you triggered? Why are you triggered?
No,
Stop
you're the one
highlighting.
triggered. You're talking about me for like 10 minutes.
Let them have their safe space. Let them have their
Have your
safe
safe
space.
space.
He's a bully. Banksy is a bully. Yeah.
All right,
He's
so-
done it to many other people, and he needs to be called out.
Can we? All right. So you've called out Banksy. He's got his heat. He's taken it.
I apologize
And-
for nothing.
All right. So
No, I know it's not right. I never believe. Instead of telling me to walk away, why don't you tell